I'm going to be talking about today the biggest thing that's probably holding you back with your business. See, the problem is you've settled into a comfort zone. Your routine is the same thing over and over and over again. Along the way, you've developed a lot of habits. Some of them good, some of them have served you, and others are destructive habits that you keep doing over and over and over that keep helping you stay in that business or that lifestyle that you're just not really happy with, or you're not, that doesn't serve you. It's not taking you closer to your goal. As a matter of fact, those habits that you're doing right now are keeping you exactly where you're at and not moving you anywhere near where your goal is. Even though you may not like your situation, you're just stuck there. And that's what that comfort zone is, the biggest problem. So what is the biggest thing that's holding you back? It's not your comfort zone. It's your fear. It's the fear of stepping outside of that comfort zone, the fear of change. And that's something I'm doing a lot of work on right now, personally for myself. And I will be giving a lot more information and probably dominate my conversations for the next very long time, is all about how do we make the change. Well, this right now, we have to understand what change is, and change causing that fear response that we have. And that's really what's happening. The fear is triggering a response in us that kind of keeps us, away. Now you might be saying, fear, come on, really? I'm not afraid of change. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business owner, change happens every day. Well, let's talk about this. Fear of staying in your same routine. If I'm asking you to make a change, you're not going to like it a whole lot. I mean, change is very, very difficult. You start thinking about all the things that might happen if you make some changes. The same thing goes with, let's say you need to hire somebody. Well, you got a fear over having to train them. You just don't want to train, or you don't feel you're a good leader or a good trainer, so you're kind of fearful over hiring that person and having to train them. Or maybe fear of hiring that same mistake that the guy that you're trying to replace, that cancer in your business that you got rid of. What happens if you hire that guy again? That's all fear. You're kind of projecting the same thing to happen again and again and again. Maybe it's fear of losing money. Maybe you want to do some marketing, and then you start going through all the things in your head. Well, what if this doesn't work? Maybe it's fear of actually doing the work and really, busting your butt on there and then not getting the results that you're looking for. Again, more fear-based thinking that's keeping you inside your comfort zone. Or for some of you are in this perpetual, I need more information. I need more information. I need more information. Well, that's you just being fearful of change. And it's you're just basically saying, I want to stay inside of this comfort zone. And that's the excuse that you're giving yourself. But that's all fear-based. See, fear is an emotion that we developed back in the caveman days, okay? Fear is something that kind of keeps us on our toes. It keeps us highly alert, and, lets us know that, hey, that little rustle that's in the bush, it's fearful. It could be a tiger. Well, it could be just the wind, but, we've been conditioned. I mean, this is part of our system to be fearful of a lot of things. Now, right now, we don't have to necessarily be afraid of the tiger in the bushes. But what our brain is doing and what our body is doing is it's on high alert all the time because it wants to keep you inside your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is where you're comfortable. You step outside that, you start feeling uncomfortable. You start getting these negative thoughts going through your head. And that's just your body's attempt to kind of hold you back a little bit. You don't want to feel stress. You don't want to feel fear. You don't want to feel anxiety. So the body just kind of, and your mind just starts to draw you back in. And, instead of, being on high alert for that tiger in the bush, it's your brain now telling you things like, man, this is going to suck. And you start projecting of all the things you're going to have to do, or it maybe is even going to say, "Hey, you're fine. I mean, why you're fine. You're doing okay. Why go through all that extra work?" Or the thing of today's not a good day. Look, it's Wednesday. It's the weekend's coming up, and it's going to be 4th of July in a couple weeks, and maybe I'll start then, or at least better, let's just do this tomorrow. Well, tomorrow never comes. Those things that you don't want to do, you don't do, right? And it's your brain basically saying to you, it's okay not to get started on this. Or, what happens if nobody responds to the marketing that I'm putting out there? Or what if somebody complains about that rebate check? They think it's a real check. What happens if somebody complains about it? Or what if I hire somebody and the car count starts to slow down? How am I going to pay them? Or maybe it's that self-talk of, who the hell do you think you are? Success isn't for you. You just should be average. Stay in your lane. And you get that imposter syndrome that, maybe you're not worthy of the success that you've gotten so far. So you self-sabotage all these things. All of those things are really happening. And one thing I'm finding happening a lot more and more and more is people will look at that rare instance, that thing that happens 1 in 100 times or 1 in 1,000 times, and they look at that, and that now is the thing that they need to fix. They're always worried about what happens if this one isolated incident happens again, versus celebrating the gazillion times that it didn't happen. Okay, and you start forcing. Well, that's just your mind taking over and basically trying to keep you inside that comfort zone by giving you all these extra excuses. And that's a problem when you're trying to make some change. Okay, so let's look real quick at what those fears are. What they're from. Well, they're drawn mainly from the past experience that you've had. So if you've got a fear over hiring your next crappy employee, that's because you hired one before and you're just assuming that they're all going to be that way. Or maybe you kept repeating that same thing over and over and over, and you might say it's rightly so that you're concerned about hiring that person. Maybe it's just whatever you've done in the past, it's projecting now into your future. So basically, you're just assuming that it happened before, it's going to happen again. But look, I'm just like you, okay? I don't have a time machine and I can't go back. Neither can you. You can't go back and fix the times where things went wrong. You just simply can't do it. The same thing is true. You don't have a time machine. You can't go forward. You can't go and tell for absolute certainty that what you're thinking is going to happen again. The only thing that you can do is that space that's right in between, that river of change, that present point that you're at right now. We can't change the past and we can't predict the future. The only thing we can do is what we can do right now. Okay, the present is the only thing that you have control over. So right now, you can realize that you've got fears over making those change. You can realize that your brain is giving you that negative self-talk that's holding you inside your comfort zone. You can realize that all that that destructive self-talk that's happening inside. You can realize that right now, and right now is the only time that you can take control. Take control of your thoughts, take control of your actions and your emotions and everything, and change what your future is going to be. So pay attention to what's happening right now. Decide to do whatever it is you need to do, that thing you've been putting off for the longest time. Decide to go ahead and do it today. Okay? Don't do it tomorrow. Do it today. And finally, if all else fails, ask yourself these 2 questions. What's the worst thing that's going to happen if I give it a try? And then ask yourself, what happens if I don't give it a try? That's all I got for today. Oh, wait. Before you go, I forgot to tell you, if you'd like to get access to our brand new course, which is called the Auto Repair Tune-Up, go down into the description below. You'll find a link to that program, and you're going to get lots of free information on how to get more cars in your shop, how to sell better, and how to make more profits. Thanks for watching.